Hello, I'm Lann.
And I'm Lydia, and welcome to Special AF.
Today we have a very special guest who has been with us before. If you haven't seen or heard that episode, please have a look. Can you just tell us who you are again, please?
I'm Izzii Andrews, and I work for the Carmarthenshire office.
Good to have you back, Izzi.
The return of Izzi.
What are we doing today?
So, asking me. Today, this is going to be our Valentine special episode. So we thought it would be a good opportunity to talk about relationships, sexual relationships, and what that means. Love, and particularly sex education.
Okay.
All right.
My favourite.
Izzi, take it away.
Izzi's realm now. So I guess the first question, like when we're growing up, I think, you know, we're a bit older. I don't know if it's different now, but like sex education was sort of awful enforced school lessons.
Yeah.
Your mum and dad, which is like obviously fairly hideous usually.
Or your science teacher?
Your
Oh no,
teacher.
that was just in Ireland.
Have you been groomed?
In black and white times. No.
Science?
What?
I'm just
Yeah, no,
biology, was it?
What?
In biology.
Exactly. I was going to say
okay.
he was our biology teacher and a couple of other subjects as well. But
when people say science teacher, I automatically see my physics teacher. I'm like, oh, what's a physics teacher doing sex ed? But biology makes more sense.
Yeah.
we didn't go to school in the same place.
No.
I can only think of his nickname now, but I won't say it.
No.
Keep his identity protected.
Yeah.
He was actually a nice man. But yeah, sex ed in school is just in a school run by Christian brothers,
Okay.
all boys,
Oh, I feel like that was
West
way worse
Cork
than the sex
in-
education I got.
the early 80s. Terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
Oh Jesus!
We just got videos like.
Did you?
Yeah, like you know,
We had
1970s
videos, and we had
videos.
so the sperm ovulating the egg was a woman on a lilo in the middle of a swimming pool, and lots of men just swimming towards her, and they're all like batting each other away, and then only one man can get on the lilo with her, and then that's how
That's it.
babies are made.
But that could
God
be well
almighty.
confusing,
Yeah.
couldn't it? Like, I've got to get
Imagine
in a
if you
swimming
had
I
a
just got to
literal-
sit in a swimming pool and let all of these men fight
Swim with
over
me.
me.
Never go swimming.
But yeah, it's that. It was like obviously what your mates, what you hear at school. But for people who have cognitive differences, so people with learning disabilities, neurodiversity, there are obviously some barriers to sex education,
Yes.
such as
The biggest barrier is probably people are like, oh, well, they don't need to know about that. And then nobody ever teaches them until they're in a situation where they've done something wrong, or they're in a dangerous situation. And then it's like, oh, actually, you need this education now. But if you'd have had this education, you might not have been in this situation in the first place.
Yeah. Wow. Everyone's scarred.
yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
So why does that happen? Would
don't
you
know.
say?
I don't know.
Is
It
it
doesn't
icky
make
to think
sense to
about?
me, because to me, like, surely education is like the only way to prevent people from being in
Apart from
dangerous
being a
situations.
human right.
Yeah.
And there's stuff, I guess, like, it's where representation is important, because if you don't know about people like you having relationships, you know, if you don't see examples of that happening, or you don't see or hear about it being discussed,
Yeah.
you know, like from a neurodiverse, from an autistic point of view, I misunderstood signals so badly, like so bad.
I can never tell if somebody's flirting with me, and it gets me in so much trouble, because I just think I'm having like a lovely friendly chat, and then Corey comes over and he's like, what the hell are you doing?
I'm right here.
Yeah, like, I'm here, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just having a chat, and he's like, they're not just having a chat.
That sounds very familiar from what I've heard of your
particularly when I was
teens.
younger, and like I'm basically a teenage boy trapped in a 50-year-old woman's body. You know, all the stuff I like was sort of video games. Yeah. all my interests, like all my friends were boys.
Yeah.
it was, you know.
Were you friends with boys because boys are less drama?
Yeah.
Same.
And easier to
I think that's a
understand.
neurodivergent
And,
thing.
you know, there's none of that, we're not friends with you because it's something random.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it was, it was easier.
Yeah.
But then when you become like 17 or something,
those relationships are completely different,
Yeah.
and it's like an overnight switch,
Oh
and then you're
my
like,
God.
sorry, where's my friend gone?
Yeah.
Who is this like horny boy that's just like around me constantly?
Get on. Yeah. No, but the yes. So you have less, and people not talking to you specifically about how you might deal with those sort of situations, you know. But yeah, like from the very basic, thinking that you don't need sex education. Like, you know, you're an adult, you're gonna have sexual feelings. To pretend that you're not is kind of
Seems crazy.
It's dehumanizing, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
it's like everybody has a human instinct to feel sexual feelings, and to sit in a meeting room and say, oh, well, we don't need to teach these people because they clearly don't have those feelings. Like, have you even asked them? Do you even know? Because for me, it's black and white. Like, everybody should have sex education, whether you think they're going to have sex or not, because you don't know what situations they're going to be in. You don't know what trauma they've already got. You don't know what trauma they could end up getting because you didn't educate them. So for me, it's really black and white. Like, either nobody needs it or everybody needs it, but everybody needs it.
Yeah. And I suppose there's also stuff like your living conditions might be, circumstances might be different. Like you might not get, you might be educated differently, so you won't get it through school. You know, you might be, even stuff like you might not get as much time alone at home, or you might not have wider peer group, so you might not have other people your age or in your situation to talk about.
And I think a big part of it as well is like people model the relationships they see at home. So like if they've only seen their mum and dad screaming at each other their whole life, they're just going to think, oh well, that's normal for a relationship, that's love, and it's not. But you're going to model what you've seen growing up. So if you've had a single mum who never got involved with any man ever, you're probably going to do the same thing, because you're like, well, she didn't need to, so why do I need to?
Yeah.
And I work with people all the time that say to me, they're like, I just want to be in a normal relationship. And I'm like, yeah, but what is normal?
Yeah.
Because nobody is in a normal relationship.
Yeah.
Because nobody has the same relationship. Everybody's relationship is different.
Yeah.
And I think it's really difficult for me when people say to me, I just want to be normal, because I'm like, well, I'm not normal.
Yeah.
Nobody's normal.
Yeah.
No, there's not a sort of fits everybody solution, is there?
They must mean something by the word normal.
Yeah, for them it's, why can't I be like my older sister? Or why can't I have the relationship that my mum and dad have? Why can't I go out to the pub and make friends and nobody...
Why is it so difficult
nobody
for
call me creepy? Like,
Yeah.
And I think that's a big part of it as well, is we tell people with learning disabilities and neurodiversity to do things as if they're neurotypical, but that doesn't work.
No.
And it doesn't work because their brains just don't work like that.
They're not neurotypical.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think we all, as neurodivergent people, we all try to be as neurotypical as we possibly can be.
Yeah.
And why?
That's
just
where the
stop.
shift. That's where the shift needs to happen.
Yeah.
Stop. You know, and that would help with masking and, you know, just try and fit in and be yourself.
Yeah.
But if be yourself is the worst thing to say.
Be weird.
Yeah.
Be you.
Well, whatever you do,
Not that
don't
much.
be yourself.
Dial it back.
Have a lovely time. Don't be yourself.
Yeah.
No, it is. I'm thinking of when I remember my friends telling me I was being really like cringe. That wouldn't have been what they said, but because if I find someone who's got, you know, a similar interest or likes the same thing,
Obsessed.
I know I can be a million miles an hour, and oh my god, you know. And I still know I make a real effort if I find someone who I know likes something I like, to go, oh yeah, okay, that's cool, and not immediately launch.
And then like drip feed your questions rather than like blah 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 blah.
Now you're my best friend. But like, oh god.
Doesn't it depend though who you're talking to? Like if you're talking to I really want to say surface dweller. Am I allowed to say that? Or is that? I'm not allowed to say that.
I don't know how safe a space this is.
It's all right.
So typical person.
Let's start again. But it depends on who you're talking to.
Yes.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
And like if your radar's working that day and you know, okay, this person is clearly on some sort of wavelength with me.
Yeah.
And can match that sort of intense energy about this shared interest. Then you should just go for it.
Yeah, I find it more with other autistic people. Sometimes it's literally, it must look like two robots exchanging data because you literally facts, just exchange of facts really fast. Then you don't, and then I don't. You know.
Yeah.
Now there's nothing to talk about.
And there's no like, hi, how are you? Are you good?
No
How's
small
the family?
talk.
Like, yeah.
It's
trains.
But I actually I hate small talk. Don't small talk to me.
It's
just
dreadful.
tell me your deepest secrets and your biggest traumas.
Let's just get on with it.
Yeah, let's just get into the good stuff.
The weather will be there.
Yeah.
In
forever.
relationship terms, does that make us crap at chatting people up? Or that whole sort of...
Or people think we're chatting them up and we just think we're not.
No.
God, you're so deep.
I genuinely really like your shirt. Yeah. It's that, yeah.
And again, that's about the framing. That's about like this space that we're all meant to get along in. You know, you're supposed to do this relationship dance and courting and stuff, and it doesn't look the same for neurotypicals as it does for people who like hate small talk or aren't into staring into people's eyes over a candle of
but I would also say that it like flips to the other end of the spectrum as well, because you either go really slow in a new relationship because you're terrified, or like you're not asking the right questions to get to know the person better, or you're all in from day one and you're like, let's get married and have babies and move in together, and you've been together for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And you actually don't even know this person yet.
Yeah.
I'm that end of the spectrum.
But yeah, that has its own deliciousness, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's like a fantastic dopamine fountain.
Oh yeah, like a new relationship when you've got ADHD is the most exhilarating dopamine fill-in thing.
Everything, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose that's where education is useful.
Yeah. Well,
but from neurodivergent people like who've sort of gone before you know. And I know that you do this in your All About Me sessions, you know, like I've experienced this stuff. You're very much sort of leading from the front, like mentoring rather than just
heart on my sleeve
being a pedagogue and
that's really,
you should do this.
I think that's really relaxing as well, is, you know, it just being cool is that you're so open about stuff.
I just can't shut up. It's not a choice. Like I can't stop it.
But you still, I know that you still allow space for everyone else.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's important.
You're very good at that.
And I think, especially with like the title of the workshop being all about me, it can't just be about me.
It's not all about you.
So
the main and best one.
Yeah, I think having that space where people can come and they can say, well, actually, I feel like today, and this is why, and then 4 people can say, well, yeah, I do too, and this morning I did this to help myself get out of it, and it really helped. And it's like the self-advocacy of it all that I love. But you can't get that level of self-advocacy if you're not open as well.
Completely.
Because
you
if you're saying, tell me all of your deepest, darkest secrets, but also I'm only going to tell you my favourite colour. It's just not going to work.
Do you think, right, that this is, whenever I go, do you reckon, the answer's usually no, Lyd, but do you think that the general population has a sort of romanticised view of people with learning disabilities and neurodiverse people falling in love because of all the, we've mentioned the programs before, you know, the Down with Love on the Spectrum, you know, because they do lean heavily on the, ain't it cute?
Yeah, they do.
Don't they?
Yeah.
And I only remember that talk was like sex being talked about or referenced like once in any of those shows.
Oh, right.
I'm not sure how like, I like the fact you go, yeah, you know, people like us do have relationships, but I don't know how I feel quite about the tweeness of it. You know,
they make it seem like childlike almost, don't they? And like,
yes,
we're just going to go for a picnic in the park, and then our carers are going to take us home, and we're never going to see each other again. Like, it's not. It's
painting a picture that isn't.
Yeah.
It's not real life.
And also, like, I think they shove people together for the show that would never be compatible in real life, and that then gives people the idea that they can just be with anybody, and the chances are they probably can't.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. It just means you need to find somebody that's like you and on your wavelength, not somebody...
What a producer thinks.
Yeah, somebody with a diagnosis just so you can say, well, I've got a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think a big part of it is, like, you need to know that they are like you and they feel the same way about things that you do, rather than I want a boyfriend so you'll do. Like,
yes, you haven't said no.
Yeah,
you're mine.
Yeah.
Do you think people do infantilise people with learning disabilities, and that's part of the problem with sex ed?
Yeah, big time. And I think because of mental capacity, people are like, oh, well, if they've got the reading level of, like, say 9, then that must be their whole age, and it's not. You can have the reading level of a 9-year-old and still be really intelligent and still have sexual feelings, because human beings are sexual things. Like, it's in our instincts to be sexual. So to say that group of people can't be sexual or won't be sexual is just rude. Because, like, how can you speak for them? You don't live like that. You don't have the same experiences that they do. You don't experience things in the same way. So how can you say point blank, none of you deserve that?
Have you asked?
Yeah.
So is there any sort of good go-to places for people to find sex education?
Apart from you.
Just come and see it.
Yeah.
There is, like, a few places. MenCap has a few good easy reads on their website, but for the most part, it's like people like holding hands. They go to the park together. They go out for food together. It's still like
very infantilizing.
Yeah, it's not
vanilla.
The stuff that's out there isn't real life. It's the idea of what would make you feel comfortable in a learning disability or neurodivergent relationship. It's not what the individuals in the relationship might do. Yeah.
So what should we all be doing? Like, how can we make it better?
Be less prudish as well. By the sounds of it, like,
have the conversation.
If you won't talk about it, then that says to me that you're finding it kind of icky and you don't want to think about it, and, like, can't I just ignore it?
Yeah, exactly. And no, you can't just ignore it.
No, of course you can't. And that often leads
because ignoring it is the reason why people end up downstairs really training with me.
Bad situations as well. Yeah.
I think a lot of, like, generally now, like, well, like, this is from my past experience, but, like, sex ed tends to sort of come from this sort of fearful warning, don't get pregnant, don't catch an STD. It's all sort of beware.
I remember,
prohibitory sort of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. PSE in school, which was like our personal social education or whatever it was. They said to us, they were like, the best contraception is abstinence. As if, like, a bunch of 17 and 18-year-olds are all abstinent. Like, come on, get real.
I never thought of that.
Yeah. Like, they're doing it, so just make sure they're doing it safely.
But that's the thing, that isn't about the... I suppose it'd be, you'd have parents going nuts at schools if you're going, here's the joyful side of sex. But it's
but I think
that's a societal thing, isn't it?
But I think it would be nice. So it's down to you now. What are, like, positive and good things to look for in sort of relationships?
I would say trust. You have to trust them just as much as they trust you, otherwise nothing is going to work. You need to feel comfortable with them, like, completely comfortable, because how can you show that person the deepest parts of your soul if you're not even comfortable to have a small talk with them?
Yeah.
And I think your partner should be your best friend, but not your only friend. So, like, they encourage you to put time into other relationships as well as your relationship with them, and they take the time to do that for themselves as well. So being obsessed with each other is great, but you also need the time away from each other so that you can actually appreciate what you've got. Because if you're just up each other's asses all the time, like that was a really bad way of phrasing it. But like
that talk is later.
Yeah. If you're just like on top of each other all the time, you're not gonna.
God, Izzy. Please don't write in. No, do.
But if you're just like spending every waking second with each other, you're going to get bored and you're going to end up arguing.
And as well, don't you? You need breathing space. And you need to. That's really important. Like you need to like someone. You know, particularly where. I don't know.
Sorry. No. I think that's a sort of. I remember when we started going out first. We had sort of.
We're going out.
When did this happen?
We'll have a chat later. Okay. I remember us sort of referencing other relationships in our sort of sphere of our social sphere and saying, let's never get like that, where I don't know, people are sniping each other all the time, sniping at each other.
Me and Corey have literally both said we want to be like that when we grow up. Like, when we grow up, like I'm not already grown up. But like when we're older, we want to be like you guys, because for us,
us?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Because like you guys are just, you're so cute and like you're so like caring of each other, and it shows. Like you don't even do anything like particularly like out there to show that, but it comes across to everybody that you meet that like you are in a really loving relationship.
I do quite like you.
Yeah.
I'm quite fond of you. Yeah.
If you've grown up, no, as you grew up, as a neurodivergent person or someone with learning disabilities, growing up, and perhaps you didn't have the healthiest sort of relationships modeled for you, like reasons aside, how do you go about sort of advocating for yourself and discerning what's healthy, what isn't, what's good,
I think exposure is a big part of it, like putting yourself in those situations again, even though it's scary.
Right.
Because then you will eventually realise that not everybody is like that and not everybody wants to hurt you. But I also think you got to do a lot of mental work before you can get to that point, because otherwise putting yourself in that situation, you're just going to have a panic attack, and then it's going to be even worse than it was before.
So by mental work, just to sort of make it more...
Yeah, you've got to just like keep telling yourself that not everybody is like that, not everybody wants to hurt you. Some people genuinely do want love and do want to treat you well. And I think a big part of it is about self-esteem as well. Because you, after you've been through abuse or after you've been through something traumatic, you just have this constant thing in your head going round and round saying, well, that was your fault and that was your fault, and if you'd done this differently, then that would have been different, and if I was a better person, maybe he wouldn't have done this to me, or all of those things.
So how do you break that sort of guilt, shame, poor self-talk cycle?
Put it back on them. They're the one that should be ashamed. They're the one that should feel guilty. So put it all back on them. It's their shame, it's their guilt, it's not mine. I didn't ask for that to happen to me. You did that to me.
Yeah.
So I think a big part of it is putting it back on them and saying, well, actually, no, I don't need to feel guilty for this because that was your fault. And I don't need to make myself feel bad about this and let this affect my life any further because you already ruined this much of it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to give you the power to ruin any more of my life.
It ends now.
Yeah.
So our support, just, I know we're going off topic slightly, but our support group's good for that sort of thing. In terms of...
What do you mean by support groups?
Well, if you've been through something...
Like calm down support groups and things like that. Yeah. I think they can be, but I think you have to be in the right headspace to take it on board.
Right.
There's also the sort of outlook as well, because if you're sort of in a sort of sharing trauma space, you're not necessarily looking at
pro-life tips for like how to move past it. That's what I was kind of getting at. It's good to share, obviously, but you don't want it to descend into a kind
of like domestic abuse groups. This is like a sweeping statement, not like fact.
Yeah.
A lot of domestic domestic abuse groups focus on like reliving the story and reclaiming it as your own. But I think for a lot of people, it's too soon, or you're still in the situation, so you can't see the part that you're playing in it, or you can't see how bad things actually are because you're in the middle of it. So I think there's a time and a place for them, and they can be really helpful. Right. But I also think they're only helpful if you're in the right headspace to hear it.
And I think one of the most sort of powerful healing things that can happen is to be in a good relationship, or with someone
completely
who loves you back in the same way. That's really powerful, isn't it?
It's the best sort of outcome, or it's the best.
But I think you also have to you have to constantly remind yourself that not everybody is going to do that to you, and not everybody is going to be a bad person, because otherwise you just won't put yourself in those situations, and then all of a sudden 20 years have passed and you're still lonely, and then you're like, how did that happen? So I think you have to be ready to deal with it, but you also, a big part of it is just being brave and doing it anyway, even though it's scary and you feel like maybe you're not ready.
And most of us don't go about with plans of evil. Most of us want to be treated like do as you would be done by kind of thing.
I think people do. People are generally good, right? There are some bad apples.
But I think
it's easy to focus on negative stuff. Like I say, that it's easy to be fearful and let that stop you from being happy, which seems like it's always going to be have a bit of bravery. But whenever you're opening yourself up to someone, there's going to be vulnerability. But without that vulnerability, you don't get the sort of rewards.
But you can be completely honest with people from the first date. You can say, look, I'm traumatized. Are you in or are you out? Is this something that you are prepared to deal with? Because I am traumatized and I cannot change that.
That's a very good point.
Are you prepared to deal with the fact that I'm going to need constant reassurance? Are you prepared to deal with the fact that I might think you're angry at me when you've just said hello? You need to give that person the chance to have the out if they want to take it, because otherwise it's not fair for you to drag them into that situation and then be like, oh yeah, now you're invested, by the way, I'm traumatized.
And I want you to change.
You need to be open about that from the beginning. And as horrible as it is, that really helped me, because it also helped me, saying that to other people helped me to put the blame back on the person that did it. Because I was like, well, actually, I'm here apologising for this, and this isn't my fault. And I'm here saying that, I need you to do this, this, and this, but actually I shouldn't need to have that conversation with you because they shouldn't have traumatised me in the first place. So I think putting yourself in the situation and having the conversations that are scary to have, and saying the things that are maybe holding you back, I think that's a big part of moving on from it. But also, once you're traumatized for life, and you can learn to live with it, but you can't ever get rid of it. It's part of who you are now. But I guess that's how we all grow as people, through our trauma and our experiences. We learn what we did like and what we didn't like, and then we say, well, I hated that part of my life, so I'm never going to do that again. But I loved this part of my life, so I'm going to try and do more of that. And I think you've got to be really careful about framing things positively in your own head, because if you're framing it as, well, I want them to like me, but I don't even like me, so why would they? Then you're not going to be open to that relationship happening at all anyway. So a big part of it is trusting other people, but a big part of it is trusting yourself and realising that you can do things and be scared. You don't
feel the fear and do it anyway.
Sort of being honest as well. We've been together 30 years, and there are still times where I'll go, I'm be worried I'm misreading you, and I will just say, look, I think you're mad at me. Are you mad at me, or am I totally getting signals wrong?
And that used to wind me up, because I thought you should know that innately. And I've realised that people don't know stuff innately, and they need to check in. And it's not the reason it made me mad was because I thought it was a reflection on me that
and you're like, am I
was
coming
doing
across
something
as this
wrong.
horrible person?
To provoke them into thinking that I'm, mad at them for something. And I'm just not,
And then it does make you mad, and then you do have the argument, and then you're like, well, I actually wasn't mad, but now I am.
I think it's I think a lot of that is to do with, I don't know, for me anyway, it's to do with energy expenditure, where I think as I get older, I realize there is a finite number of spoons, and I don't want to expend it on having these sorts of interactions. I want everyone to know what's going on in my
and just
head.
know and do it and not talk about it. Just do it.
If you value what you've got, with someone else, then you have to put in the energy and the time to constantly working on it, aren't you?
Yeah.
And that means sacrificing a couple of things. Not that you mustn't change, because they love you for the person they met.
But there is an element of changing to support the person you're with. But you shouldn't have to change the fundamental elements of your being to be with somebody. But if they're saying you always wake me up in the morning and it pisses me off, stop waking them up like that in the morning. That's not something that they're asking you to change about who you are. That's something that they're saying, we're having arguments every morning when we get up together because of the way that you wake me up. So this is a real life issue.
But talking is
communication is key. I think we say that in almost every episode. Just going back quickly, Izzi, about self-esteem and worth, and realizing that you weren't at fault, that it was the other person being kind of evil. Was that a self-realization? Did you have eureka moments, or was it people?
Had loads of eureka moments,
right?
And it was over random things. I used to, after I left the relationship, I was at work one day and I burst into tears because somebody threw a teaspoon in the sink, and I was like, "You're so angry with me. What have I done?" And they were like, "I put a spoon in the sink. Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I'm not okay because you're really mad at me." And they were like, "But I'm not." And I'm actually verbally telling you that I'm not angry with you. So why do you still feel like I am? And that, for me, it was having those moments with somebody that's not like that, and being like, oh, actually, maybe it's not normal to be annoyed with somebody for nothing. And I think it's really scary, but I think you just have to do it. Because otherwise you won't ever know, and you might try, you might say, I'm going to put the blame back on them, and you might try and then be like, oh, I am not ready for that. And you don't have to continue. If you do the first step and then you're like, I'm not ready to do this, you can just go back, and you don't have to, you can do it at your own pace. It could take you 10 years to get to step 3, but it doesn't matter, because that's the pace that you're ready for and you're comfortable with.
That echoes both for the relationship itself and for sexual relationships. That it's all right to go, actually, maybe no.
It's okay to love the idea of something, and then when you're in the moment be like, oh, actually, this isn't what I thought it was going to be.
Thinking about it is great.
And I think,
again, you have to communicate that, don't you?
And I think that's a big part of my training as well, is do you love the idea of having a relationship, or do you really want a relationship? Because do you want to be in a relationship because your mum and dad are, and your sister is, and your brother is, and all your friends are?
And we're told constantly, we're constantly, in films and books, everything. So this is what you should have.
The romantic ideal.
Yeah. So I think it can be really hard to differentiate between loving the idea of something and actually wanting it. But again, you won't know until you try. So you just have to put your big girl pants on and get on with it.
And what works for you might totally not work for the next person.
Exactly.
It's But again, that comes back to communication and being able to talk openly about what works for you and what doesn't.
Yeah.
I also think that, like, you have to trust yourself and you have to listen to yourself. If there's alarm bells going off on your first date, don't keep going on dates with that person.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, if something doesn't sit right about that person, then listen.
Trust your instincts.
Yeah.
Why do we not do that all the time? Like,
We're told not to.
And if people know that person, they say, don't get involved with this person. Listen to them.
Oh, that's another one. Yeah. So many times.
Like, you could lead a horse to water.
It will be different for me.
Yeah,
you know?
I can change them.
Yeah. No, you can't.
Yeah, you can't change them.
Away.
And you shouldn't have to.
No.
The right person will come along and not need to be changed.
You should be meeting on a par.
Yeah.
It's complicated, isn't it?
It's
Very,
I was
very,
thinking,
yeah.
like I was thinking of someone in particular who has a very romanticised version of what their future relationship will look like. And I think, you've got to remember, you're going to be in a relationship with another human being, and we're not flawless, and you know, none of us are designed to just serve the needs of another person. You know, you've got your own stuff to go. Did I not mention that? You've got your own stuff going on. It's always a little bit of a tightrope of you know.
It's a balancing act. The whole.
And no one gets it bang on the
Oh,
nose.
no,
No one gets
never.
it perfect. And you always have, like, there's always be stupid arguments about something stupid. And
Like me and my partner, if we have to get up together in the morning, we will argue every single time.
Okay.
No matter what.
Right.
No matter what we do to not argue in the morning, we still will, because neither of us are morning people, and we both try to be for the other person.
Yeah.
And then it's not sustainable, because I am not a morning person. Like, I wake up furious every day just because I'm awake. And like, it's not that I don't like my life, it's just the act of waking up makes me angry.
Rude,
It's insulting.
So I'm just like, don't talk to me or look at me or breathe anywhere near me, because I'm furious that I'm awake. And I will talk to you when I'm ready. But then he tries to be a morning person for me, because he knows that I'm not a morning person.
Right.
But then he has no patience in the morning, so it's just like two rhinos just like going at each other, like. And it's really important to remember that it's not always going to be like sunshine and rainbows and we are the most in love we've ever been, because life happens and it's hard.
Yes.
So
it are. Back to the whole say initial relationships and sexual relationships, I guess, because they can be more
and they can sort of like
stuff.
they can overlap at the same time.
Yeah, of course.
Can't they? So,
what are positive things to look out for? What's your
Do you mean around sex?
Yeah, or you know, like adult relationships generally, not all adult relationships.
You mentioned some of them already.
Yeah.
Trust.
Should be your best friend but not your only friend. That is my most important one. If your partner is your only friend, run. Because why are they your only friend? You should have other friends as well.
Yes.
But when things start getting sexy, are there things that you go, okay, this is a healthy thing, this is a good sign?
Yeah. So they're willing to move at a pace that you're comfortable with, even if they would rather move faster. That's a huge one.
And vice versa, I guess, that you listen to.
And I guess also you need to know that if you like the idea of something and then when it actually comes down to it, you're like, no, thank you. You need to know that that person will respect that, because otherwise you're going to be in a dangerous situation from the get-go.
Yeah.
And I think you need to know that trust is a big one for sexual relationships as well, because you're not going to be comfortable to take your clothes off in front of somebody if you don't trust them.
No.
And if you don't trust them, then you shouldn't be having sex with them either.
Yeah.
Because if you don't trust them, then you don't trust them for a reason. And if you don't trust them enough to show them your naked body, then you shouldn't trust them enough to show them the deepest parts of your soul.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of that sort of trust in your gut instinct, and I think I don't know when you're younger or you have less experience in that, how important it is. You know, that there's a reason that you're going,
Yeah, definitely. And I think knowing what to expect from neurodivergent relationships before you have one is probably really helpful, because you don't know how that person feels until you talk to them, and you don't know how they're gonna respond to things until you talk to them.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't know. It's that I don't know till I've tried it. Like there's a lot of sensory stuff going on with neurodivergent people as well, isn't there? So there might be stuff you just go, just
don't
feel.
Know, yeah, you don't know.
So some people don't like being touched by other people at all, and in a relationship that can be really tricky, because people are taught that if you're in a relationship you have to be all over each other, and for some people that just doesn't work. And if you are somebody whose love language is physical touch, getting with somebody whose love language isn't physical touch is not for you, and it's just never going to work out, because you want different things and they can't give you what you want from them because of their own personal needs, and that's not selfish.
No.
They have to look after themselves before they can look after you, like at risk of sounding like RuPaul, but like it's true.
Some cliches hold.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's very much about trusting yourself
and trusting them.
Yes, trust in general.
I think that's what makes it scary, isn't it? It's because you have to make yourself vulnerable, and we're all a bit wary of doing that.
Yes, and anxious and fearful about putting yourself out, like just in society in general, not But it's also very, very exciting and like the best feeling in the world when it all works and when it goes right. It's such.
And I think
the rewards are really brilliant.
Yeah, and I just think you shouldn't let the fear of losing keep you from playing the game. Like, no. you gotta just do it.
Yeah.
And because you're not gonna know how it's gonna go until it's over, so just do it. Safely, but just do it.
Nothing. We make mistakes. It's what we do. It's how we grow as people, like in relationships as well. And there's going to be stuff that just like crashes and burns and stuff that's not going to work for you. That's also like
part of learning who you are and what you want from things. A part of that is the trial and error of, well, I thought I really wanted this, and I thought this was the exact person that could give me everything, and actually they're not. But that's okay, because that just means that I now know that is not what I want, and I can look for something else.
I suppose being comfortable with redefining your boundaries and not being super, super rigid and black and white thinking, and you have to. I guess is that resilient? That's not resilience. It's about being comfortable with change.
Yeah, I guess it kind of is about resilience, because like it'll hurt when it goes wrong, but it wasn't for nothing, and it wasn't wasted time. It was a lesson that you obviously needed to learn. And I just think if you let the fear of it all going wrong stop you from even doing it, then you're just going to be miserable either way. So you might as well have the few months of exhilarating fun and then be sad and then be like, okay, well now I know that I don't want that, then just not ever try.
And even the awful experiences, will probably be good stories for your mates down the pub in a few years' time. Eventually.
When it's TMI time.
Yeah. But so it's a lot about trusting yourself, trusting
the person. Respect.
Yeah.
Because trust and respect are different. People often think that they like overlap, and they kind of do. You can't have trust without respect, and you can't respect somebody without trust, but they are different things, and you need, if they only respect you but they don't respect anybody else in your life, that respect is fake, and it's eventually they're going to treat you the way they treat everybody else in your life. And it's recognizing the signs of things like that before you're too invested.
If we look at sort of like the positive things, there's the trust is a huge issue. You got to trust both the person you're with and trust your instincts. Like, listen to your guts, and if it don't feel right, don't do it. Communication.
That's a huge part.
And that's sort of connected to the trust as well, isn't it?
Because if you don't trust somebody, you're not going to communicate with them. And if you don't communicate with them, they're not going to trust you. So it's all interlocked.
You'll never grow then.
Yeah.
What was the trust and respect are closely linked, but
they're closely
not the
linked,
same
but
thing.
they're not the same.
They're
Because
cousins.
you can respect somebody and not trust them, but you can also trust somebody and not respect them.
Yeah.
So
good point.
I think
it looks. Well, respect can look like a lot of different things, like respecting someone's, like you said, the pace of a relationship, like respecting how
the boundaries that they're holding,
and what someone that someone else has got a slightly different vision of you, maybe what this could be.
Yeah, but respect comes into communication as well, because you need to respect that person enough to say, well, actually, this is affecting me, and it's going to start affecting you. So, because I respect you, I'm communicating this with you, even though it's uncomfortable for me, because I love you and I want this to work out. And I think that can be really difficult for people, because everybody gets in their head and they're like, but if I have this conversation, what if it's awkward afterwards? And what if I can't get my words out right? I can never, ever get my words out right when I'm trying to have a serious conversation, or if I'm trying to explain how I'm feeling to Corey. I put so much pressure on myself about getting the words out in the right way. You don't need to get them out in the right way. You just need to get them out. And I think that's a big part of being in a romantic relationship, is you need to know that even if it's uncomfortable for you, that person's got you. Like they're not going to laugh in your face. They might laugh in your face in the right moment, but then they're not going to laugh at you. They're not going to take the piss out of you. They're not going to make you feel rubbish for having that conversation.
And if they do, then it ain't right. It's not right.
Exactly.
You and it's not every relationship is going to work, is it? You're not going to be sexually compatible with everybody.
Exactly.
You're going to find things,
and that's fine.
You might end up as friends.
Yeah. And some of my best friends have come from failed sexual experiences, because we're in the middle of it and we're like, what the hell is happening? This does not feel right.
Nope.
Let's laugh and move on.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important to know that you can just laugh and move on. And if you are trying to explore something with somebody that was a friend first, me and Corey were friends for 3 years before we ever did anything with each other. So for me, getting with Corey, it was really scary, because I was like, if this goes wrong, I've lost one of my best friends as well as my partner. And I was like, that would kill me. But I think you have to do it anyway. And you can go back to being friends. It doesn't have to be, you can say to that person, I'm having these feelings for you. Are you having them back? Shall we explore it?
Yeah.
And then when you do explore it, if it doesn't feel right, or it just feels like you're doing stuff with your sister or like a family member, then it's wrong. And you can go back. If it feels like you're doing something with your family, this is dodgy weirding.
So I felt my eyebrow going, what? But no, if it feels wrong, we've said this a number of times, if it feels wrong, don't do it.
Yeah.
Like,
don't. And I think if you're exploring, say you're trying to like turn a friendship from a friendship to a relationship and you're not sure how it's going to go, just be completely open about it from the get-go. Say like, look, I'm having these feelings about you and I know that you're having these feelings about me. Let's give it a go, and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, and we go back to how we were. We don't have to be. It doesn't have to change anything with our friendship. No. We're just exploring a new part of our relationship together.
Yeah, but that honesty is super important, isn't it? And it's all right. It's all right for things to go wrong or not be perfect, but you don't have to keep doing something that really isn't doing it for you.
And I think in all types of relationships and all things about sex and everything, just take the pressure off yourself, because you are the one that's in control of it. You can say no at any time. You can change things if you don't like how it is. So take the pressure off yourself. Stop making yourself feel like you have to do everything a certain way and do it the way that feels right for you. Because you don't have to do, just because there's rules or there's what people say should happen, doesn't mean that has to be your relationship.
No. They're more guides, aren't they, than rules?
And one relationship that goes wrong isn't every relationship that's in your life. You know,
exactly.
The next big thing might be right round the corner. Exactly. You know, but then you have to do a whole new you know, we've got extra level of vulnerability of, you know, this ow, that really, really hurt, but now maybe this is going to happen again, but you don't know till you try it.
I feel that's a real feature for a lot of ND people, that what's gone before isn't a predictor of how things are going to be in the future. Like you said, one horrible bad relationship isn't all relationships in your you know, in your future. It can
still be beautiful and lovely, and you know,
and again, you know, communication and trying it, feeling the fear, is the only way forward.
Yeah, and I think you need to know that no matter what happens, you are actually going to be all right. Yeah. Like it doesn't. It might be scary and it might feel shit, but you are actually, in the grand scheme of things, going to be okay.
Absolutely.
And it's frustrating, and when we don't get what we want, it's upsetting, but it's just life, isn't it?
Life is messy.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
But we're messy, complicated,
beautiful,
sexy, wonderful people, and you know, good things happen if we allow it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah.
How sweet.
How sweet.
Happy Valentine's, everyone.
Thank you
and
for coming back.
Izzi. Izzi. Thank you
for being our special Valentine.
It's our way of saying.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, absolutely welcome. Thank you for coming to talk to us again.
You're welcome.
And being very open and honest as ever.
You could say special AF.
You could. Thank you for watching and listening wherever you are. I hope you have a beautiful Valentine's Day, whatever you're doing. Don't forget to check the website. You can see past episodes. You can see what Izzi and us talked about the last time, and find out what we're up to next.
Like, follow, share. Thanks very much. See you soon.